I need some traction. You need some traction.
Hi everybody, it's great to be here. So let's see if I can figure out how to use the clicker. Fantastic. So I'll do a quick intro to who I am and why I'm here. So my name is Lauren Vacarello. I'm VP of Marketing at Box. I get to do a lot of fun stuff. I get to do the digital side, run our BoxWorks, our user conference if anyone wants to come in September, field marketing, marketing operations, brand. Prior to Box, I actually ran global marketing for a company called AdRoll, which is a retargeting platform. And then I worked at Salesforce.com where I ran their digital marketing. So why am I actually qualified to talk about retargeting for the next 18 or so minutes? I wrote a couple of books. One of them is Complete B2B Online Marketing. My best friend likes to remind me anytime her daughter has trouble sleeping, this book really helps her with that. And then I also wrote the retargeting playbook. She said that about getting her son to sleep. So quick agenda, what are we going to talk about? I'm going to give a quick introduction to what retargeting is, and then we're going to go through 5 very distinct strategies to help you drive conversion and adoption. Quick primer, does everyone know what retargeting is? I talk about it like everyone knows what I'm talking about. Quick overview on what retargeting is. It's easiest to understand as that pair of shoes that follows you around the internet, or if you're me, it's a pair of shoes that follows you around the internet. The best way to think about retargeting is about 98% of people who visit your website don't buy anything. They don't fill out a form. They don't put anything in a shopping cart. They don't spend any money with you. The majority of our marketing efforts are really based on how do we get that 2% of people to buy more. Most of our marketing efforts are really focused on those 2% of visitors who convert in visit. Retargeting is what lets you get in front of the other 98% of people. Retargeting's changed a lot. So retargeting kind of came into the market in about 2008. Super simple back then. Someone comes to your website, they leave, and whatever page they were on, whatever your product is, basically follows you around on the internet. The industry's changed pretty dramatically in the last 8 or so years, and you have a lot more options with technology. So when you think of retargeting now, you can think of your strategies based on behavior. You can think of it based on marketing objectives. So if you're thinking out behavior-based retargeting strategies, you can start to build out a lot of segmentation. So someone comes to your homepage, has a very different user intent than someone who visits 3 product pages, someone who visits a pricing page. And what makes retargeting one of the most powerful techniques you have for digital acquisition is really this idea of intent. Assuming everyone is familiar with what Google is. What Google really is, and the way I think of Google, is the most powerful way to capture user intent. Someone goes to Google and types in exactly what they want at the exact minute that they want it. But your website has a lot of that user intent at the same time. When someone comes to your website and visits a specific product, they put something in a shopping cart, they fill out a lead form, they browse through your products, they're starting to express user intent. And retargeting lets you start to capture that. So you can start to segment out your retargeting strategies based on who somebody is, where they visit, what they do on your website. You can also build retargeting strategies based on your marketing objective. If you have form abandoners, if you have a promotion, if you have customer loyalty. So when you're thinking about your retargeting programs, it's not sort of a one-to-one, they visit my website, so I'm going to show them an ad on the internet. It's they visit my website, and I really want to drive customer loyalty. I really want to fix shopping cart abandonment. I really want to sell a specific product. So that's really where retargeting has gone and adjusted over the years. Okay, so that's a quick primer. I'm a pacer, if you haven't noticed. So we're going to talk about 5 key strategies that's really going to help you build your business. Who here has more money and budget than they need? I don't either. One of the things I love about retargeting is it's a great way to build your brand, a great way to increase awareness, especially when you don't have a lot of money. It's really how you can start to look bigger than you are. I have a really funny Neil Young retargeting story. I don't know if anyone wants to hear a story about Neil Young and retargeting. Is there any interest in this? I always get a kick out of the story. So I had worked at Salesforce years ago. Does anyone remember Salesforce did a Super Bowl commercial? It's for the best. Many years ago, Salesforce had this big Super Bowl commercial for a product that they were coming out called Chatter. And it's now embedded in your regular Salesforce license. It was supposed to be this standalone product, so we're going to do this Super Bowl commercial to announce it. It's going to be great. We'll talk about that another time, about how well it worked. So we run the Super Bowl ad. After the Super Bowl commercial, because I was on the digital team, we said, well, how do you monetize a Super Bowl commercial? How do you extend this past the 30 seconds that it's on TV? Well, let's try retargeting. Someone comes to your website, we're going to follow them around the internet with ads about Chatter. So we do that. We launch this big retargeting campaign. We get a ton of traffic to the website right after the Super Bowl. So we launch a retargeting campaign, and all of these Chatter ads start following everyone around the internet. And this is really early in retargeting, so there isn't great technology on when to stop showing people ads and what buying signals look like. So I wake up one morning, and when you open your eyes and the first thing you do is you look at your phone to see if there's anything that you have to do or care about. So I open my eyes and I look at my phone, and I see an email address that I've never seen before. And I went, what is that? All right, I think I need to get up. And then I see an email from my boss with the same subject line. And I open the email, and all I see is a note that says, Neil Young just emailed you, LOL. It's like, I know I'm tired, but what happened? And I get up, and I get a cup of coffee, and I open my email, and I have an email from Neil Young, because Neil Young kept seeing all these Chatter ads on the internet. And he emails Mark Benioff and is like, Mark, you must be spending a fortune. I keep seeing Chatter everywhere. And Mark Benioff goes, actually, Neil, we're not spending that much money. That's our retargeting program. You should talk to our CMO, who then adds me, the minion who does the retargeting work. And I get added to a thread. And my first thought was, Mark knows about retargeting? Wait, why does Neil Young want to talk to me about this? And I had to jump on a call with Neil Young to explain retargeting to him because he kept getting stalked by Chatter ads on the internet. One of the highlights of my career was, how do you explain retargeting to Neil Young? Album was coming out and he really wanted to promote it. It was very entertaining. But yeah, so Neil Young really likes retargeting, so this is my claim to fame in the world. But even if you're not Neil Young and you're not launching a Super Bowl commercial, you can actually use retargeting to raise awareness. So back into the actual presentation. So there's this idea of low intent targeting. So someone comes to your website, they go to your homepage, they get out pretty quickly. They're probably not ready to buy your product, and it's worth acknowledging that they're probably not ready to buy your product. But when you think about brand, you think about awareness, it's not just knowing who you are, it's about knowing what you do, why you're important, and why you're better than your competitor. So you start to launch this idea of a low intent campaign, which is really about how do I raise awareness, introduce my product, introduce key benefits, maybe put in a customer story, a little bit of customer validation to get them back to your website. There's also this concept of CRM retargeting. CRM retargeting is probably only maybe 3 or so years old in terms of technology, maybe 2.5, a little bit different. So CRM retargeting can happen without someone ever coming to your website. So when you're thinking about this, how this works is you compile a list of email addresses. These are the people you want to know about who you are or what you do. You take that list, you can upload it to whatever your retargeting vendor is or into a Facebook custom audience. You're going to serve ads to these people and basically keep repeating. So when you're thinking about your email list, whether you buy lists, you have a really big database, take that. These are the people you really want to get in front of. These are the people that you can't get to your website. They might not even open the emails that you have, but you really want them to know about who you are and why you're important. And the good thing about this is all personally identifiable information gets pulled away. Facebook won't know who these people are. Your retargeting vendor won't know who these people are, but you're going to have the ability to get in front of them and start to introduce your brand and do it at a much more cost-effective way than running a Super Bowl ad. The most common form of retargeting, the thing that everyone really used, is this idea of sort of capture and convert your abandoners. When I was at Salesforce, we introduced this. Think of it as the low-hanging fruit of retargeting. These are the people who come in, get to a form page, and have the audacity of not filling out the form before they leave your website. This is how you're going to get those people back to come back to your site and to fill out a form. This was one of the highest, actually at one point in time, the highest ROI program that we ran in all of digital marketing. Really similar concept with cart abandoners. If you have a shopping cart site, anything with a store, people get halfway down the path, put something in a shopping cart, put a pair of pants in, and then life gets in the way. You can launch a custom segment that is anyone who comes that far in the purchase cycle for 48 hours, increase frequency pretty high, get in front of these people as often as possible. If you have an e-commerce store, you can start doing custom ads, so you can start dynamically using ads. So exactly what product they viewed, you can show in the ad to start to bring them back, and that's going to also help increase your conversion rates. Something that not a lot of people do, but is a really, really effective strategy if you've got a free trial or a freemium model. Retargeting is a great way to start to increase your freemium to paid user conversion rates. Does anyone either have a free trial as part of their company or a freemium model? Perfect. It's hard to get free trials to buy your product or freemium users to buy your product. Some things that are really, really common right now to do this, you'll do in-app messaging. Really, if someone is already in your product, what can you do to message them to use more features, to convert to a paid user? Email marketing is one of the most popular forms of marketing to get someone to go from free trial or freemium into paid customer. The problem with email is not everyone opens their email, and the more emails they get from your company, the less likely they may be to open it. So what you can think about doing is, how do you start to integrate all of your different marketing channels? So if you have a freemium product or a free trial, integrate your in-app messaging with your lead nurturing program, with your ad retargeting program, and you can really take that same message and carry it all the way through the experience. Now, how you're going to set this up is super, super interesting. This has really only been available for probably about a year to be able to do this. Start by integrating your product usage data with your marketing automation system. So if you're using a Marketo, you can integrate product usage data into Marketo to start to send triggered emails based on people's actions. If someone uses a certain feature, you might want to trigger an email. If they start to use a product over a certain threshold, can you trigger an email? And you can take those triggers and actually build that custom segment in your retargeting platform. So you integrate your product usage with your marketing automation platform with your retargeting platform. Someone takes an action on inside of your product, show them in-app messaging. It triggers a lead nurturing email. It can also trigger somebody going into a retargeting segment, so you can carry that same next step message as they're on Facebook or as they're browsing the web. So if you have a feature you want someone to use, you want someone to upgrade, you can actually tie that together across 3 or 4 different channels, and you can start to build these triggered upsell ads based on your email drip campaign. And once somebody is about to reach a certain threshold to go from a freemium to really having to use a paid case, or their free trial is up, this is a really good way to start to remind them, your free trial is about up. Here's everything that you've been using within our product, and you might want to go back and actually purchase. Also, another great strategy and a great tactic is what you can do with retargeting to start to introduce and cross-sell new products. When most people think about retargeting, the main purpose tends to be, how do I get someone to a forum? How do I get someone to a shopping cart? How do I get them to buy? And our job's done. And marketing in general, in so many ways, has been, how do I get someone to take a certain action? And as marketers, our job's done. What we're starting to see more and more with marketing is, our job isn't done at that initial sale. A lot of our job is how to maximize customer lifetime value. So how can we start to use marketing? How do we start to use digital marketing to really cross-sell new product offerings? So my other quick story is, I was at Salesforce a long time ago, and it was more of a single product company, and how to start to integrate new products is a challenge for them. And even as Box starts to become a multi-product company, you start to think about, how do I start to sell more products to the same customer base? How do I start to tell my customers that we have more products to use? Do you rely on your sales org? Do you rely on your customer success team? Do you rely just on email? And it's so easy just to rely on email to do all of your outbound to customers to let them know that there's new products out there. Retargeting is a great way to get in front of people, make them aware that you have new products coming out, and it'll also help increase your open rate on your email. It'll also help increase the likelihood that people are even gonna call back your sales team or call back your customer success team. A couple of ways you can start to do this and to integrate retargeting into your cross-sell and upsell. There's a few different ways you can think about executing against this. One of them is just your basic site retargeting. Does someone have a website that also serves as their product? So you go to the website, you can log into your product. If you do this, you can actually, not that hard to set up, is start to cookie your users differently. If someone logs into your product, make sure you're cookieing them as a customer, not as a prospect. You're gonna wanna message your prospects and your customers very, very differently. You can do it with personalization on your website, so you can have a customer version of your homepage and a prospect version of your homepage. You can also do the same thing with your retargeting strategy. If someone is a net new visitor, you want them to fill out a form, you want them to make that first purchase. If they're already in that initial purchase process, you want them to close. And if someone's a customer, what can you do to introduce new products to them? What can you do to start increasing product usage? Also going back to your email retargeting or your CRM retargeting, you already have the list of people who you want to get in front of. You want to tell that you have this great new SKU to offer them. So you can integrate, you can build a custom segment in your marketing automation platform that says, these are all of my existing customers that can be interested in Box for Governance. I'm going to put that in my marketing automation platform. I'm going to do an email drip campaign letting them know about Box for Governance. And I'm also going to serve a complimentary targeting program that continues the cycle. And then lastly, and I think we're almost at time, is how you can use retargeting to actually drive product adoption and repeat purchase. Using retargeting for driving repeat purchase is really, really common on the e-commerce side. If someone bought your product once or bought one of your products once, they're going to be more likely to buy again. A great example is a company called Beta Brands. Beta Brands is a very San Francisco kind of hipster clothing company. They make a pair of pants called dress yoga pants. They look like dress pants, but they actually are yoga pants. They're the most comfortable things in the entire world. I look dressed up for work every day, and I'm basically in my pajamas. So I bought my first pair of Beta Brand dress yoga pants. I never go to their website. I have no desire to go and hang out on their website. But every time a new product comes out, I end up getting retargeted. And every time a new product comes out, I get retargeted on Facebook, I get retargeted on the open web to tell me that they have a new cut of Beta Brand's dress yoga pants. And I know exactly what's happening every time that I'm basically put in a customer pool that every time this new SKU comes out, I get advertised to. And I think I have 5 pairs of these pants now because I am so grateful that they let me know that they have these in more colors and sizes so I don't wear jeans to work anymore. And I wear yoga pants every day, or this dress. I only have two speeds. Super easy to set a lot of these up. Super easy to set a lot of this up is it really goes back to your integrations, how you're going to integrate your retargeting platform with your onboarding series, really integrating your retargeting platform with your marketing automation platform. So as you start to onboard new customers, you're going to send them onboarding emails through lead nurturing. In product, you'll likely send them a really similar set of messages in product to tell them about features and functionality. Just mimic that same set of messages in an ad campaign, whether it's on Facebook or on the open web. You'll start to see product adoption and product usage go up pretty dramatically. And you don't have to rely just on someone opening your emails or actually going inside of your product. So really quick wrapping this up. Just every site visitor who comes to your website, whether they're a new customer, an existing customer, just think about how you can maximize what they're doing. If you only take one thing away, it's how can you start to integrate both your display and your email programs and have a really broad and robust lead nurturing solution. Lead nurturing isn't just about email, it's about how you can really build a personalized experience for somebody no matter where they are. And the job of marketing isn't done at your first purchase or a form complete. It is what we can do to maximize their experience and customer lifetime value. So I am at time. Hopefully that was helpful for everyone and you enjoyed learning about Neil Young's love of retargeting. Cool. Thank you.
I need some traction. You need some traction.